Hey DIYers, I'm George from Alarm Grid. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to learn in this Qolsys IQ Z-Wave Siren to an L7000. So first thing you want to make sure is that your L7000 has a Z-Wave module installed in it. The reason why is this is a Z-Wave siren, so it needs a Z-Wave module in order to communicate to the L7000. Alright, so first thing we want to do with this siren is go ahead and exclude it. What excluding it is going to do is basically going to clear any memory that this may have to a Z-Wave hub, and it's just going to start it fresh. So on the main screen of the L7000, we're going to want to go to Automation. From Automation, we hit the down arrow key one time. We go to Tools. We go to Exclude Devices. It's going to say entering exclusion mode, and once it's ready, it'll say ready to exclude device. I'm going to press the little button at the top of the siren. The light will blink one time, and it'll say unknown device excluded. Yeah, make sure that you just press and release. Don't hold it down because it will not work if you press and hold. You just press and release. So, unknown device excluded. Perfect. We've wiped the memory on this IQ siren. We hit the back arrow key. We go to include. Enter in inclusion mode. Once it says ready to include, press and release. Epa. Press and release. Okay, it could be, I have it unplugged from the wall, so the battery is pretty much draining right now. So let me plug this in real quick. I'm going to press and release it. It'll say device found. I'm going to go ahead and hit abort because I'm done including all my devices. And it'll say binary switch. And see, that's the one weird thing, like I was telling you guys before, it learns in as a switch, not as an actual siren. So now that it's learning as a switch, we're going to hit the back arrow key. I'm going to want to go to my switches, and I'm going to highlight the switch. I'm going to want to edit it real quick. I want this, instead of saying switch 001, I'm going to label this as my IQ siren. So, IQ siren. I'm going to hit done. Now, obviously, you guys can name it whatever you'd like to. If it's in your hallway, if it's in bedroom 1, living room, go ahead and name it whatever you guys want. You guys are free to choose whatever custom name you guys want. Now, I'm going to hit the back arrow key. And now you see it's labeled as my IQ siren, but it's still in the switch section. So, just to test it real quick, if you guys want, you can always toggle it on. The command will be sent. I'm going to hit the back arrow key. You see that it's on. Highlight the screen again. And I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to hit the back arrow key. And now you see the little light bulb is off. So there is some delay in the actual screen whenever you're doing it from there. But as you see, if you hit the back arrow key, it kind of refreshes it. And now you see it's turned to off. So it doesn't... It's almost like the system isn't capable of realizing that the siren is on or off. I think it has to do with the confusion between it being a siren and the panel recognizing it as a switch. That is one of the small little caveats when you're using this IQ siren. Since it is Z-Wave, technically it should work with the system, but there's always weird things whenever you're using different manufacturers and stuff like that. All right. Now that we got this, we also have another video that shows you guys how to create the scenes for the IQ siren through Total Connect. So you guys can always refer to that. On this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create scenes directly from the panel. Alright, so we're going to create a scene and a rule that will show you how you guys, whenever the alarm goes into a fire alarm or burglar alarm, to set the siren to turn on. So whenever the system goes into an alarm mode, so there's a siren. And then we also have to create a scene to make the siren turn off whenever the system is disarmed. So to do that, we're still in the Z-Wave screen. We're going to hit the down arrow key. We're going to create a scene, and then we have to create a rule. So the scene, I actually created it prior to the video. Let me go ahead and delete them real quick so you guys can see what they look like. All right. So it says I cannot delete the scenes until I delete the rules. So let me delete the rules first. Then I go back to the scenes and let me delete these so I can show you guys how to create them from scratch. So we're here, our scene, we hit the down arrow key, we go to scenes, and you'll see that the scene menu is completely blank. There's no scenes added. We're going to add a new one. I will name it Fire. I'll name done. I need to add the device. I'm going to go to the switches because that's where it is. And then I'm going to go to my IQ Siren, and I want, whenever there's a fire, I want it to turn on. Well, whenever the fire scene runs, I want the IQ Siren to turn on. All right, I'm going to hit the back arrow key, and I have my scene 1. I'm also going to need to create another scene. I'll name this one Siren Off. Whoops, sorry, misspelled there. Siren Off, done. I'm going to add new device, and this time I want the IQ Siren to turn off, so I'm going to hit save. And now I have my fire scene, which will cause the siren to turn on, and my siren off, which will cause my siren to go into an off mode. Now that we have those scenes created, I'm going to go ahead and make a rule. So we hit the down arrow key, and we go to rules. We go to add new. The name of this one, I'm just going to name it Fire again. Actually, you can name it Fire Alarm if you want. Again, you guys are free to play with the names as you wish. After I name it Fire Alarm, the type, I need it to be a scene. All right, now the scene that I want is going to be fire. The action, I want you guys to run the scene. And the system operation, I want it to be whenever there's any fire alarm. I'll hit the down arrow key to show you guys what's after that, but you pretty much don't need to worry about the rest. Just the trigger, which is the system operation. You need to make sure it's set to scene, and you need to choose the scene that you created, which remember we made the scene fire to turn the siren on. Now that that's done, we need to make sure that the action is set to run the scene. So you want the scene to actually run. So we're going to make sure the action is set to that, and we're just going to hit save. So we have one rule created. So whenever my system goes into a fire alarm mode, the siren will go off. Now we need to make a scene to turn the siren off. So I'm going to go ahead and go to add new. Again, I'm going to name this one Siren Off. It'll be the same name as the scene. Siren Off. The type, you need to press 2 times for scene. Then you have to select your scene, which I'm going to do Siren Off. For the action, you want it to run the scene. And for the system operation, you want it whenever the system is disarmed. I'm going to hit save. And then if you're doing the burglar alarm, you would do the same thing. Whenever there's any burglar alarm, you set the siren to go off, which remember we made the scene to fire. So we can always do that. I'm just going to hit the back arrow key and back on out of here. And I'm going to show you guys now what the siren going off will look like and then what the disarm will look like. So I'm going to hit security. And 1 second, before I arm it away, let me get the siren. Hopefully it has a little bit of juice in it to show you guys it going off and on. I'm going to place it right on top of my panel here. And now I'm going to do a quick arm away. The reason I'm doing an arm away is so that you guys can I can actually disarm. So that's a weird little caveat with the system. The siren is meant to go off, like turn off, when the system is disarmed. So if I set off a panic and I disarm and I just clear that fire panic, it's just clearing the system, it's not disarming it. So I need to arm it in order to disarm it. So I'm going to do a quick arm away. I'm going to do a quick arm. Arm away. Quick arm. And I'm going to set off a fire panic now so that it sets off the fire signal to go off. I'm going to hold down my panic button. I'm going to set fire. You should see the siren go off. And now, if we disarm, it should turn the siren off. Because I disarmed, the siren went off, and obviously my fire alarm, I just need to disarm it one more time to clear that. So as you saw, the siren went off when the fire alarm went off, and when I disarmed the system, it also turned the IQ siren off as well. All right, so that's just a quick little video on how to make the IQ Siren work with the L7000. If you guys have the L7000 on the Total Connect application, we actually have how to create the scenes on the Total Connect app on the LYNX video. So if you guys have the app and you guys are looking to create the scenes just through the app, go ahead and look at the LYNX and the IQ Siren video, and that will show you guys how to do it through the app. If you guys have any questions at all about the IQ Siren or the L7000, feel free to email us at support@alarmgrid.com. If you guys found the video helpful, make sure you hit like underneath, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and enable the notifications so whenever we upload new content, you guys are notified. I'm George, and I'll see you guys next time.